If I asked you for your vote, would you lend it to me? In 1973, Jean-Paul Sartre wrote a seminal essay entitled "Elections, a Trap for Fools." In it, he explained why voting for bourgeois political parties is a trap, because bourgeois political parties represent only the interests of private capital. 5 decades later, and the fact that your teenage daughter thinks that selling explicit images of herself on OnlyFans is a legitimate career path perfectly illustrates the moral bankruptcy of neoliberal capitalism. The Scottish National Party are a bourgeois neoliberal political party. However, I'm not here simply to denounce the governing party of Scotland for operating essentially as a shell organisation for capital interest. Nor do I wish to discuss the SNP's insidious assimilation of identity politics as a calculated tactic to avoid addressing class inequality. And I'm not here to explain why any so-called independence secured by these monarchy-approving political careerists would amount to little more than a corporate rebrand of the existing British state and lead to the further subjugation of the Scottish people. I'm here to talk about my home. Over the years, I've witnessed this town being occupied, gentrified, socially cleansed and commodified. And yet, despite everything that's wrong with Edinburgh, and let's be honest, there's a lot wrong with Edinburgh, from the bukkake of new student flats ejaculating across the landscape compared to the flaccid dribble of social housing, the explosion of Airbnbs that squeeze out local tenants, the flogging and hooring of every square metre of public space to crap hotels and fetid Etonian spivs like Underbelly, the Disneyfication of the old town, the social inequality, the middle class wankers, the festival of middle class wankers for the middle class wankers, the private schools of we middle class wankers, the extortionate Dalry Road Co-op, Stockbridge, the Evening News, Hearts. Despite all these horrors, truth be told, I still love this city. I even love some of the middle class wankers. In fact, some of the middle class wankers insist that I myself am a middle class wanker. But what I cannot love is an imposter. I cannot love someone who turns up from nowhere to announce that not only do they understand the people, the places, the streets and the culture of where I was born, where I'm from and where I continue to live better than I do, but that they should also be paid for their expert knowledge and concern for these communities. I cannot love someone like that because someone like that is an imposter. For 16 years, Angus Robertson was the MP for Moray in Banff. For 16 years, Angus Robertson sat in Westminster in a parliament his neoliberal party are apparently opposed to and got rich, stinking filthy rich, on the gravy train of public office. Angus Robertson is the definition of a political careerist. And if Angus Robertson thinks he can turn up here in Edinburgh Central and waltz into Holyrood without a fight, then Angus Robertson is mistaken. We deserve better than this carpetbagger looking to line his pockets. So, in the forthcoming Scottish election, I am going to stand against Angus Robertson in the Edinburgh Central constituency. I therefore ask you, the people of Edinburgh, to elect me, Bonnie Prince Bob, into the Chamber of Holyrood and let me hold a government who are failing not only Edinburgh but Scotland to account. Elect me to demand an end to the neoliberal party political class and the creation of an independent, sovereign Scottish Assembly. Elect me to demand a universal basic income. Elect me to create social housing for all who require it. Elect me to remove private capital from health and education. Elect me to decriminalise all drug use and invest in pioneering treatment programmes. Elect me to advocate for an exclusive arts fund specifically for the cultivation of working class art. Elect me to indict capital for the degradation of human mental health. Elect me to protect the public space of Edinburgh from the predacious hands of private interest. And elect me to abolish the monarchy and reclaim its land for the Scottish people. On the 6th of May, Don't be fooled by the careerists and imposters of the party political class. At this election, vote Bonnie Prince Bob for Edinburgh Central.
Babylon don't care about us. All they want we do is just fight and fuss.